should be live, right? Right? Live? Test 1, 2. That's my volume for this. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. Cool. Alright. So, here we are. I have my lute handy right next to me. Let's see. Variety of lute lessons. What does this say? Fantasies, pavins, galliards, almains, corantos, and vaults, selected out of the best approved authors, as well beyond the seas of our own country, by Robert Dowland. So the challenge in reading this, something like this, is just getting used to the fonts and the lettering of the time, right? Now, they use a V for U's, and sometimes you'll see that they use U's for V's. Somewhere in here, there's another one. Lute. Where's one that has a U? And we'll come across it. So they got them backwards. They're not exactly in the right mind here at this time. Anyway, votes selected out of the best approved authors. That's important, right? And that's why they use capital letters. All right, so whereunto is annexed certain observations belonging to lute playing by Jon. What? Oh, I think it's supposed to be an A. Battisto Besardo of Viocenti. Also, a short treatise thereunto appearing by Jon Dowland, Bachelor of Music. London, printed for Thomas Adams, 1610. Man, just look at the artwork here. Lovely. Look at this guy. They don't do stuff like this anymore. So cool. What does this say? Letificat. What? Choru musica. Okay. To the right, worshipful, worthy, and what? Virtuous knight, Sir Thomas Monson. So I guess I don't always use a V for U's, but so anyway. Sir, the grateful remembrance of your bounty to me in part of my education, whilst my father was absent from England, hath emboldened me to present these my first labors to you, worthiness, assuring myself that they being musical will be acceptable to the patron of music, and being only out of duty dedicated, you will deign to receive them as for testimony of his gratitude, who acknowledgeth himself forever unable. See, there's a V used as a U. Unable, but his uttermost service. Service. Right. The U being used as a V. Okay, service to merit your favors. All that I can say is all that I can is to pray to Almighty God for the health and prosperity of you and yours, which I will never cease to do. Your worships in all duty, Robert Dowland. Man, what a brown noser. He's just all up in this guy's ass. Anyway. So let's see. To the readers whosoever. Gentlemen. It's like a villain now. Gentlemen. Some of you I know, some of you I don't. Anyway. I am bold to present you with the first fruits of my skill, which albeit may seem God damn it. I was reading this earlier today, and I was having so much difficulty with that word. Hereditary. There we go. Finally. Hereditary. Okay. I am bold to present you with the first fruits of my skill, which albeit it may seem hereditary unto me, my father being a lutenist and well known amongst you here in England, as in most parts of Christendom beside, I am sure you are not ignorant of that old saying, labor deum omnia vendere, and how perfection in any skill cannot be attained unto without the waste of many years, much cost and excessive labor and industry, which though I cannot attribute to myself, being but young in years, I have adventured like a desperate soldier to thrust myself into the vanguard and to pass the pikes of the sharpest censures, but I trust without danger, because we find it true in I lost my place. In nature that those who have loved the Father will seldom hate the Son, and not unlike in reason that I should this task, and not unlike in reason that I should this task all. Is that a real word? This task. Wait, no. I'm not getting any results for it. Maybe it is a real word, maybe it isn't. Who knows? Who cares? Where was I? I should just ask. God damn, that's gonna bother me. All, since my means and hopes of attaining what I have been extraordinary. Touching this I have done. There are collections gathered together with much labor out of the most excellent authors, as well as those beyond the seas, as out of the works of our own countrymen. The treatise of fingering, I thought no scorn to borrow from John Battista Besardo of Visconti, being a man generally known and honored for his excellency and his kind. But what forever I have here done, until my father hath finished his greater work, touching the art of lute playing, I refer to your excuse me. I refer to your judicious censures, hoping that love which you all generally have borne unto him in times past, being now grey and like the swan, but finging towards his end, you would continue the fame to me his son, who in the meantime will concentrate my best endeavors at the shrine of your favors, and shall ever examine oblige unto you for your centuries to the uttermost of my power. Cool. Robert Dowland. Thomas Smith, Gent, in praise of the worker. Where merit far surmounts the pitch of praise, the good work there transcends the reach of words. This work is such, then good words cannot raise the weight so high as these Henon scaling chords. Then let their virtue their own glory raise, lest be afraid a smith had forged their praise. Cool. I have to call it in a bit then. I just got started like 10 minutes ago. Necessary observations belonging to the lute and lute playing by John Battista Versardo of Visonti, which choice variety of lute lessons partly invented and partly collected out of the best authors by Robert Dowland and Johan Dowland, Bachelor of Musica. Okay. I'm going to read this one more and then I'm going to hit the hay sack. Oh, you know what? Forget it. I'm out. We'll continue this tomorrow morning. And then we'll get into the lessons. There's quite a bit here. And I'll be curious to see what Robert Dowland has to say about lute playing. Alright, I'm gonna stop streaming.